Loves. Welcome to the Many Loves Lunch Hour with Mandy here on Split Radio. I'm running late today, folks. This whole balancing different jobs and kids and work and life and whew, sometimes you're winning, sometimes you're just getting by. So I want to welcome you all and apologize for my disheveled lookingness because, look now. Okay, there we go. That was going to bug the shit out of me. I was in a meeting for work that ran a little long. So I'm just getting logged in. I want to know how everybody's weekend was. I was on vacation last week. We planned to go camping and that didn't work. Because hurricanes. Well, because the threat of hurricanes. Because let me tell you that Ian did not drop a single ounce of rain in my area. So we didn't get rained out. We didn't get hurricaned out. We got threat of hurricaned out. Why is my shit not turning on? Hold on. Sorry. There we go. Hold on. I really like to be more prepared for you all, and I am not today. Like I said, sometimes you win at life, and sometimes you don't. Today we are going to talk about intimacy and about how there are so many other ways to be intimate with your partners other than sex. So as always, I encourage your questions, comments, and critique in the chat. And I remind you to put your name in your comment if you want me to know who you are, because our technology sucks sometimes. So, uno momento. But yeah, I would love to know how everyone's weekend was. Because I had a funny nose now. I had the week off. I didn't get to touch base with y'all last week. I did stay home. There was a big running joke in my house that I was in the woods, so don't need me for anything. Don't need mom for anything. She is unavailable. She is in the woods. So that was nice. I got to check out a little bit. Was it the vacation I needed? Maybe not, but it was the vacation I got. So there's that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of. I got to spend my time off with one of my partners, and it was amazing. It was really great bonding. We are in the discussions of cohabitating, so it was really great to be able to kind of test that out a little more than we had in the past. So we spent a great deal of time together, and I never got sick of him. He said he never got sick of me, so I'm gonna take him at his word and say that we never got sick of each other. So that was nice. he, because of the way things happened, he actually got to spend a lot of time around my family. And so it ended up being kind of a nice experiment. Um, whereas the camping would have been too, but yeah, so it was good. It ended up being really good. So thank you to Hurricane Ian. I know that there are a lot of people that have been displaced and have lost a lot due to the hurricane, and my heart is with you. Um, and I am in no way comparing my loss of vacation to your loss of, uh, you know, homes and things. So, uh, uh-oh. I'm getting an "is everything okay" from Robin, like I'm not streaming. Which worries me. Um, let's see. Let's see if. Oh, apparently I am not streaming. Somehow I'm streaming because somebody was here a minute ago. So weird. Great. It's going to be another one of those days. Hold on, guys. I'm so sorry. Why am I not streaming? If you can see this, please let me know how you're seeing it. I see that I have one viewer right now. So if you could tell me how you're seeing this so I know what is working and what is not working, that would be amazing. Robin says that she can't find me. So tell me if you are watching from the split page or from the Many Loves Lunch Hour group. So I can know what technology is working and what is not. This is aggravating as all hell. Robin and I had problems last night getting things posted, like getting the the uh the schedules posted. Okay, I see that I am on split. So we are gonna try to share that and see why this is not working. Share to a group. Let's see if that works. Never fails. Never fails. Never fails. Okay. Let's see if Robin can see me now. Can you see me now, Robin? Sometimes I hate our technology. I'm glad I was late then. If it wasn't even working, today's a better day to be late than any other day, I guess, right? Um, so oh, Robin says they found me on YouTube. Um, okay, awesome. Well, um, it says on the split page I'm working, and then I shared this video to my group as well. So I do believe you can see it in the group now. Um, sorry. Yes, you can see it in the group now. I can see it in the group now anyway. And then I think that you can see it on the page too. So, um, hopefully, hopefully we're all good now. We shall see. I may just be talking to the air, and if that's the case, then what's new. So yeah, so Robin, make sure that you're sharing across platforms, since I think this may have to do with the issues we were having last night. When you start. So, um, okay. So then we're just gonna dive right in, since I've wasted 10 minutes just fucking around and not getting um not being on all the channels I was supposed to be on. So I had the request for this topic from a listener. And then oddly enough, I also had this conversation with one of my partners last night. Um, because I do have different levels and different types of intimacy with different types of partners. And just different partners in general. Um, so I honestly, and this is so shitty of me, I don't remember the exact question from the listener, or even if there was a question or if it was just a suggested topic. But the conversation with my partner uh yesterday evening was how sex is not always your go-to intimacy with your partner. Um, I have, um, I would say that I have 4 partners right now. Um, and I am not sexually intimate with all of them. Um, there are different levels of sexual intimacy with them all. Um, but I would say across the board, um, sex is not with any of them, honestly. Sex is not the primary form of intimacy with any of them. Um so because there was nobody could see earlier when I said this, or hear, I always highly encourage questions, comments, and critique in the chat box in the comment sections. I would love to hear how you connect intimately with your partner, what intimacy looks like with your partners, um, different ways that you connect, and feel that you are intimate with each other. And if you could tell me what type of kind of what type of relationship that is, that would be great too. Um, there are a lot of aromantic and asexual people out there that do not use sex as an intimacy type. So the partner that I was speaking with last night, we are probably only sexually intimate 1 or 2 times a year. But we cohabitate. It's just not, um, it's not a I'm trying to figure out a way to say this. It's not a front burner function of our relationship. Does that make sense? Um, Usually if we are sexually intimate, it's not romantic. It's not planned usually. It's just hey, you wanna? And it's yeah, sure. And then it happens. And then we go back to watching whatever show we were watching or go grocery shopping or whatever it is. Um we're intimate in so many other ways. We Not to say that physical intimacy is not part of that. We are physically intimate, but we are rarely sexually intimate. And I think that that's important to um to distinguish that there can be physical intimacy and it doesn't have to be sexual intimacy. Um Robin says, "Oh my god, I love you so much." Because of the go back to whatever we were doing. And that's what we do. It's more of scratching an itch than anything. Um it's not it doesn't have anything to do with intimacy for my nesting partner and I. It's just scratching an itch. Um we we hold each other. That's a way that we're intimate, where we just embrace. Um, oh, Robin says, B and I are not platonic, but we do tons of I think you meant to say that you are platonic. Yeah. You are platonic, but do tons of butt grabs and slaps and lots of cuddles too. Right. And that's I would not say that my nesting partner and I are platonic. Um, but I would because we're romantically involved. Um, Sometimes not as much as we would like, but I would not classify he and I as platonic. Um, he is a co-parent. He is one of my only partners that helps me co-parent. I take that back. He is the only partner that helps me co-parent. Um, he Like I said, we cohabitate. Um, he is my nesting partner because again, a few episodes back we talked about how that's different to cohabitate and nest. It's fine line distinction, but there is a difference. So we do both. And he is my legal partner. So we share finances and we share insurance and things like that. So we back to the intimacy part. We cuddle. We don't cuddle a lot. He's not a big cuddler. But we do cuddle. Again, he holds me. We embrace. Um, some hand holding. And those are the ways that we are physically intimate on a regular. Um, some of the ways that we are intimate that are not physical, he will crawl into my bed on a Saturday morning, and we'll talk for an hour and just have a deep discussion about politics or a point of view on something or something that's going on with one of the kids or something that's going on in one of our other relationships or things like that. Like we have really good deep discussions Um, hell, last night when we were discussing intimacy was a really intimate bonding moment for us. Intimacy with him is, I would say, intimacy in general for any of my partners is when I feel seen, when I feel wanted, when I feel, I'm going to say held, but not in a physical sense necessarily. When I feel held in a space where I'm seen, I'm heard, I'm wanted, I'm embraced in a metaphorical sense, doesn't have to be a physical sense. Um and that can happen with your partners in many, many different ways. It's Robin says sharing in your love of pizza is so is that a form of intimacy for us? It is not. I don't love pizza as much as that partner does. I don't know that I love pizza as much as any of my partners do, but this one specifically. Um, he may have that form of intimacy with someone else, but it's not with me. um, he Going out to eat though, we will go out to eat. Um, Really, our intimacy is really great conversations, um, and stepping up when the other one needs us, when the other one needs them. I I know that it doesn't matter if we really dislike each other and we haven't talked in a week. I know that I can call him if I'm having a breakdown or if I'm having a mental health issue or just an emotionally vulnerable day or moment. Um and he will hold me and he will hold that space for me, and that is our intimacy. Um we just we don't so much need the sex to feel that intimacy between us. Um, he makes a joke that we've leveled up, that we're then we're past that. um, but I don't think that that's accurate. I don't think that everyone gets past that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a sexually intimate uh relationship. When my long distance partner, that lives thousands of miles away, when we cohabitated, our relationship was absolutely physically intimate, sexually intimate. It and it still is a way that we show um intimacy towards one another. It's a way that we hold each other intimately. Um, and again, when I say hold, I mean metaphorically. I don't mean like an actual arms around you, but it can be that as well. Um, we hold space for each other physically and sexually. Um, it is a more sexually intimate relationship than most of my other relationships. Because he's thousands of miles away now, it isn't so much, which has been good and bad because we of course lost a level of sexual intimacy, but have gained other levels of intimacy. Um, we are we have great video chats. Sometimes we have sexual video chats, so that's a level of sexual intimacy that we've been able to keep long distance. Um, it's I honestly think that it's been nice because we have been able to explore other levels of intimacy. Um, we watch shows together long distance, and those are intimate moments for us where we then have discussions afterwards about them. Um, we will share the same movies, same movie times. We'll go see a movie at the same time and then call each other and discuss it. Um, we sleep on the phone together at times, and that's intimate. Listening to someone sleep is so incredibly intimate to me. Um, just laying next to someone and looking at them and seeing them and listening to them is sometimes so much more intimate to me than sex. Um, listening to them be vulnerable with you and you are in turn vulnerable with them, much more intimate to me than sex. That's not for everyone. um I know that there are a lot of people who have body issues, body dysmorphia, body shame issues. So then being sexual with someone is a vulnerability that they're giving up, and that is an intimacy for them. Um I wanted to, what I wanted to look up the definition of intimacy, like the Webster's definition of intimacy. Um while uh we're live. Okay, so this isn't Webster, this is Oxford, which works too. Um the definition that Oxford has is a close familiarity or friendship or closeness, a private cozy atmosphere, an intimate act, especially sexual intercourse. Um an intimate relationship is an interpersonal relationship that involves physical or emotional intimacy, although it's commonly sexual, which is again why we're doing this today, is because I want everyone to know that there's so much more than the sexual intimacy. Um looks like psychcentral.com says that there are four types of intimacy. Um uh Hold on one second. Four different types of intimacy. There are emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual. So let's go through those. So you have emotional intimacy. So I think that we've talked about a couple different ways that you can be emotionally intimate. There's I think vulnerability has a lot to do with intimacy. Do you think, here's the question for listeners. Do you think that you can be intimate with someone without being vulnerable with them? Without showing vulnerability and letting some form of wall down? Um because I don't think you can. I don't think that you can be intimate with someone without exposing some type of vulnerability with them. Um, there's got to be a level of trust to be intimate with someone. Um, and on the other hand, I also feel like sex isn't always intimate. It doesn't have to be intimate. Sex can just be sex for the animalistic, there's no B in that word, animalistic sense, just the primitive sex itself does not have to be intimate. Um, it just I personally don't think it does. I think now's a really good time to remind everyone that I don't have letters behind my name besides MILF, which again have been granted to me by the great Robin Beach. Um, so this is all personal experience, as all my shows are personal experience, and um my 22 years of ethical non-monogamy. Um, Robin says yes to all the things you're saying. Thank you. Um, thank you. Um, eh, I don't think that sex has to be I don't think that sex and intimacy are exclusive. Um, nor does one have to exist with the other one in either capacity. Um, but I think that I was just redundant. I think that that's what that means. um, so I've definitely had sex before and it wasn't intimate. It was just sex. It was what it was. It wasn't intimate in any way. Um, and then you can also have intimacy without having sex, without having any type of sex, without having any type of sexual connection with someone. You can be intimate with your best friend. You can be intimate with your children. It is not a dirty word. It is not something that is exclusive to sex. You can have an intimate conversation with your children. You can have intimate moments with your children, with your best friends, with your parents, with your Uncle Sid. You can have intimate moments with someone and intimacy with someone without it doesn't equal sex. It can, but it doesn't have to. And I feel like I'm just running around in circles at this point. Okay, so we've talked about two partners. I have another partner, we'll call him G. That is a newer partner. We've been together for 4 months now. And there's absolutely a sexual element of intimacy there. But there are also other levels of intimacy. There's also other types of intimacy. Um, again, this sex isn't always intimate, but it can be, and it is at times, and sometimes it's not. Um, I would say that we are my favorite intimate moments with him is when we are just laying in bed, looking at each other. And when I say looking at each other, we don't have to have our eyes open. When you're laying face to face with someone, breathing in their breath, listening to their heartbeat, feeling the heat from their body, just laying there and being with someone, that is, to me, that is so vulnerable and so intimate. It's much more intimate than I would say any sexual act that I've ever experienced. Um, and that's the kind of intimacy that I love, that I would say that I have to have in relationships, in romantic relationships. Again, you can have levels of intimacy in other types of relationships that aren't romantic, but that's my favorite type of romantic intimacy. Um, Sitting across the table from each other in a restaurant and having your partner grab your hand and just hold your hand and look at you is such an intimate moment. Um, it's such an incredible intimate moment. Um, and for some people, that shows a vulnerability, right? There's that tie of vulnerability with intimacy, where um sometimes you don't want to be the first one that looks. You don't want to be, that shows a level that you're putting yourself out there. You're making yourself vulnerable. You're reaching for the hand, or you're allowing your hand to be reached for. It's a pairing. I really truly believe that intimacy and vulnerability are a pairing. Um Please share your favorite types of intimacy that are not sexual with me. Um, I feel like I've just been jabbering on for a half hour, just kind of bragging about my partners. um, Laughing, laughing with each other can be so intimate. Um, Telling an embarrassing story to someone can be an intimate moment. Um, Talking about something, sharing a dream, um, for the future with someone, sharing a dream that you had overnight with someone. It all that can be intimacy. It can all be intimate conversations, and intimate moments. What am I forgetting? What types of intimacy do you feel with your partners, or do you, share with the people around you, the people that you care about? Um, oh, one of my favorite intimate moments is, having my face held. I know that sounds kinda weird, maybe kinda silly, but having my face held by my partner, just, you know, it's um, that metaphorical holding that I talked about a little bit ago. It's that medical metaphorical holding, um, physically. Um, it just is incredible to me. Um, spooning. Spooning is intimate. It's so intimate. I love spooning. Don't get me wrong, I like forking too, but I love spooning. And do you like to be the big spoon, or do you like to be the little spoon? I like to be both. I mean, not at the same time. I would like to be both at the same time. I've never been both at the same time. Um, but I like to be both at separate times. Either or, I guess is what I'm saying. There are times I like to be the big spoon, and there are times where I like to be the little spoon. Um, I um Ooh, this may be super controversial. I spoon my kids. My kids are, I mean, you all know that my kids are they're late teens and adults, and I will absolutely still crawl in bed with my kids and spoon my kids and hold them. Because it's not it's an intimate moment between a mother and a child. It's not anything more than that, or anything different than that. Um, and I have done that since they were itty bitty. I spoon my grandson too. It's just a holding. I love it. I love it. I love to be held in all ways. So, except off the ground, oddly enough. Like that's a whole other story, but don't hold me off the ground. I'm afraid of heights and I don't like to be picked up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Um yeah, I don't like it. So, tell me your intimacy stories. Share with me. I am begging you. This is what I look like begging, and it's ugly. Don't make me do it. Um, or tell me your favorite intimate moment in a television or movie, a television show or movie, uh, that's not sexual, right? Because sometimes maybe you don't feel like you've had intimate moments. You've had any of these type of intimate moments with someone, um, but you've seen them. You've seen it on TV. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on television. Um, Thank you, Robin. Robin says, I love conversation. Who was your first love? When you were a kid, who was your celebrity crush? If you could pick any two powers, what would they be? I know some folks think it's silly, but I want to know. I love those kind of questions. Love those kind of questions. When I had a conversation with a partner the other day and I asked him, um, when tell me about the first time you got your heart broken. He's never had his heart broken, people. Never. It's not even a thing. I was like, you were the only person on the planet I've ever met that hasn't had your heart broken, and you're my age. Like you're one lucky son of a bitch. Um Robin says, also may seem silly, but I love playing video games with B. We're very reactive and just so much fun together. 100%. That's my partner that lives in Alabama. One of my favorite things to do with him is play video games. I have played my favorite video game is Diablo, and I love to play it with my partners. I've played it with multiple different partners at different times, sometimes together. Diablo is great. It's a collective game. Like you help each other, you go do your things. It's great. You get to explore places together. I highly recommend playing Diablo with a partner if you're a video game person. I can't do like the first person shooter games. Those are also great bonding and great intimacy um uh ways. Robin says Mario Kart for the win. Yes. I suggest not competing against each other, but competing as a team. But if you want to do that too, that's great. Um, I do. I love playing video games with my partners. I have a partner that we play putt putt all the time, and we play arcade games together. We love playing arcade games together, and we like the ticket games, like you trying to like win the tickets and stuff. And so we try and get all the tickets that we can. And we have a lot of tickets right now. Heather says inside jokes and inside knowledge always makes me feel cozy. Yes, that's what Robin was talking about. That inside knowledge, those stories, those who was your first crush. Not sure if that qualifies as intimacy. Absolutely does, but it's not that uncommon knowledge about someone that feels, but it's that uncommon knowledge about someone that feels intimate. It's sharing that vulnerability. It's sharing that, something that somebody doesn't. It's a vulnerability. It's absolutely, Heather, 100%. Robin says, "Oh, we slaughter each other without apology." Love it. That's great. Board games. Board games are another a great way to be intimate. Um One of my partners and I we used to play Scrabble all the time. It was not only is it fun, right, with with your partner, um you bring up all these words and, like, there would be times where he would put this word on the board. I'm like, "How the fuck do you know that word? Like, what does that word even mean?" And then it starts other conversations, and it starts, you look up stuff together. Oh god, researching with a partner to me is super intimate and super fun. Like, if you find something that you're super interested in, had a partner the other day, we went down this incredible rabbit hole about Robin, you're gonna die, about the differences between moose and elk and caribou and mule deer, and we learned so much, and went down this rabbit hole. And then that's a shared knowledge that we have, that we got together, that we came upon together. It's now a memory and an intimate moment for us. Research with your partners, that's another great one. Inside jokes, yes. Like Heather said, the inside jokes are great. Um, and having those experiences with each other and laughing, and it creates those inside jokes, and it creates that intimacy where you can be at a party and somebody says something, and then you look at each other from across the room and you bust out laughing. That's an intimate moment, y'all. That's that shared intimacy, that is absolutely amazing. Yeah, Robin, I'll have to tell you later about all the shit that we learned about moose and deer and caribou. Oh, reindeer also, and elk, and all the differences. And did you know that if something has antlers, it loses it every year? All the antlers, they fall off every year. Did not fucking know that. There's your useless knowledge for the day. um, so okay, anybody else? Does anybody else have any kind of other intimacy um ways to be intimate with your partner without it being sexual or even physical? Um Robin is dying. Um, if Robin's eye makeup is not accurate, it's not good, it's not put on right, I'm totally taking fault for this in the next hour. So uh I love making Robin laugh while she's putting on her makeup. um like I said, there's so many ways to be intimate with your partner or people that you care about. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner or a sexual partner. It doesn't have to be a partner, period. It can be a best friend, it can be a child, it can be a parent, it can be a sister or brother. You can have those intimate moments with people. I really, really want to work hard to disassociate intimacy and sex exclusively. Um, and again, can absolutely be intimate. I'm not saying it's not. It just doesn't have to be the only way you do it. So, um, and intimacy doesn't have to be the only way you do sex. Yeah. So there's that. I'm gonna take a second to pimp some condoms. Go to first, before you go to this website, go to myonecondoms.com. Download your fit kit. Measure your junk. Make sure you're using the right size condoms. The right size condoms will change your life. Will change your sex life anyway. Then head over once you know what size your junk is, a size it actually is, not what size you've been telling people, not what size condom you've been wearing since you were 15, what size your junk actually is. Find it out, then go over to onecondoms.com, use my code ManyLoves for 15% off your order. Doesn't have to just be condoms. It can be their amazing Move Lube, which I freaking love. I got to get some more bottles of this. And use that code for 15% off your order. And if that order is custom condoms, then do it. Get your custom condoms. They're amazing. They will change. I don't have the condom junk. I don't have a penis to put the condoms on, but the penis owners that I've spoken with that have used the correct fitted custom sized condoms, mind blown, bed blown, sex blown, amazingness. So, go get some condoms. Also, I haven't pimped Adam and Eve in a minute. You know what I need? I need a graphic for Adam and Eve. Go to adamandeve.com. They have everything you need to enhance your bedroom life. Anything from lingerie to toys to apparatus that hang from the ceiling that you need, like professionally installed in a stud. Any of that, but mostly toys. Oh my God, the fucking assortment of toys that you can get at Adam and Eve is unreal. Go check them out. When you find shit you want, put it in your cart, then use my promo code MLLH, like Many Loves Lunch Hour, for 50% off, up to 50% off any one item. And it also gives you free shipping and a lot of free shit. You get like some free extra shit when you use the code. So do it. Because sex toys ain't cheap. But with my promo code, they can be accessible and more not so expensive. So there's that. I have like 5 minutes left. So, does anyone have a particular topic they would like me to explore in the future? Are there any questions that maybe anyone has regarding the topic today? I know that there are some people that have contacted me that are going to listen to the recording of this later. If that is the case and you have questions, please put them in the comments and I will check back later to see what they are and try and answer them, or you can message me privately always, and we can talk about it. So I do not charge for my knowledge because my knowledge is not chargeable. I am not professionally trained by anyone. I don't have any professional knowledge. Well, I do have professional knowledge, just not in this genre. But if it's something that's out of my league, it's above my pay grade, which is 0, I will refer you to someone that can handle it, like Robin Beach and Robin's Nest Coaching, or Beck's. I don't know. I can't think of Beck's page right now, but Robin's pretty dope at answering sex questions and intimacy questions and non-monogamy questions and all that good shit. And she's got letters behind her name that I don't. So, again, I come to you every week from 20 plus years of knowledge of being ethically non-monogamous and, being around the block a couple times. Yeah. So if there's nothing else, I'm gonna cut out, y'all, because meetings and all. Because day job. Uh, as always, I love you, my many loves. Thank you so much for being here with me for the last hour. You are amazing. And I'm so lucky to be able to hang out with you every Monday at noon. And until next week, take care of each other. Bye. Oh, and listen to Robin next hour.